such as the American Red Cross and Doctors Without Borders, depend on OpenStreetMap, we're pretty cheap as far as that goes. Key is being run by volunteers. So how is this spent? 60% on hardware, 20% on promotion, and 20% on legal matters. This was agreed a long time ago. I personally think the OpenStreetMap Foundation will need to increase our fundraising to support the growth of the project. We're going to need more servers. We need better capacity. The editing servers are only in London right now, for example. So a very expensive problem would be to have them in multiple places. So those percentages I listed were based on a decision made in 2006. I was not involved in OpenStreetMap until 2009. Was anyone here doing OpenStreetMap then? In 2006. So we've changed a lot. So those decisions made long ago need to be revisited. Here's the thing about raising money though. I work in nonprofits. My job nowadays is I work for a foundation called Cadasta. And we have a staff. Here's the thing, when you have a staff, well, when you raise money, you start to need things like an accountant to make sure you spend the money correctly. You need people who can write reports to report back to whoever gave you the money. There requires oversight. I believe this oversight is more than volunteers can do. And as we hire staff, it's difficult for the OpenStreetMap Foundation board to be their boss. Has anyone ever had their boss where they're paid at their job be a volunteer? Could be difficult. I certainly have, but that's because usually in a nonprofit you'd have your board of directors and then your executive director. The executive director reports to the board, but then supervises the other staff. As I mentioned, large donors require management, which means writing proposals and reports. During my time as executive director of the humanitarian OpenStreetMap team, we went from $0 a year in income to $1 million US a year. That was writing a lot of proposals. And it allowed us to do a lot of things, but it required support to do that. If you read through some of the mailing lists and talk to some parts of the OpenStreetMap community, there's this fear among some people that corporate control will come in, some company will come take over the project. But if we keep the OpenStreetMap Foundation weak, we actually make it easier for that to happen. A strong foundation can help us have a strong community. So I think we all see that OSM continues to grow, and it used to be a very niche project. You know, there'd be the one person who liked to map power lines, there'd be the other person mapping their neighborhood. Now, as we have better data coverage, we're making a difference. And we'll hear more about this difference today from quite a few of our other speakers. I'm really excited to hear what Nama says about OpenStreetMap in Nepal, for example. So, hopefully, you now want to get involved. If you follow this link, it's to join the OpenStreetMap Foundation. So, if you're interested, go ahead. Also, if you have any problems, you can always come talk to me. Or if you haven't decided yet, you can also come talk to me, and hopefully I will convince you. We'll be having an election for our board of directors in a few months this year. And so if you join, you'll be able to vote for those new spots. Sadly, you won't be able to vote for me yet because I'm not up till next year. You can also volunteer to help. I'm sure you're already volunteering in one way or another, but you can always join a working group, for example. If you're really excited, you can run for the board of directors. I think it's really important that the board of directors becomes more diverse. I'm only the second woman to ever be elected to the board of directors, and I've served the longest of any other woman. The board is only from North America and Europe. We need to start getting other ideas and think of ourselves as a global project. Can also just make your needs known.